and welcome to Pub Football. The quarterfinals have started. We've just seen Spain scrape through in one of the worst penalty shootouts I've ever seen against Switzerland after drawing 1-1 over the 120 minutes. England play tomorrow, Ukraine in Rome at the Olympic Stadium. We haven't spoken since the Germany game, and I was very nervous and I was very happy. I was still buzzing until this morning, and now the nerves are starting to come back in again.
Well, yeah, it was a good performance, wasn't it? So it was kind of like all the stars aligned. A 5 o'clock kickoff, Wembley Stadium, a fairly full Wembley Stadium, which was nice to see. And yeah, we played fairly well, and we took our chances, and we beat the old enemy, which is makes a change, doesn't it?
I mean, we've been questioning Gareth Southgate throughout this tournament. He's won every game apart from Scotland. We haven't conceded a goal. I might stop questioning him because he got it bang on against Germany. I thought we were the better side. Apart from 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes we were very shaky. And I messaged you saying, Jesus, this is going to be a long one. But after that, I felt we looked the better team all up.
Yeah, as you said, I think when you saw the starting lineup, you realised there wasn't a lot of creativity in that team. It was a little bit like, oh my God, we're kind of relying on Sterling and Saka to prove what they're about. And yeah, as you say, got through the nervy 10 minutes, and after that, we grew into the game, and yeah, we played really well, and yeah, it was really, really lovely to watch. And obviously, I was horrifically hungover on Wednesday, but we won't go into that.
I want to put like almost, because there were a lot of standout performers for me. I thought, of course, Grealish was great when he came on. I thought Phillips and Rice did really well. Phillips in the first half was a little bit all over the place, and I'm going to commend another player in a second. So we'll get into that. But it felt like at half time that Southgate had a word with him and be like, look, just play centrally. We want you to buzz around. We want you to get involved. But we need you to play centrally. And I thought second half he was excellent. I thought Sterling was excellent. Saka, I thought, played well before he came off, and Grealish was brilliant. Kane got his goal. That's all that matters. And I don't think he played awfully. He just, again, had been slightly anonymous. Harry Maguire was imperious. Is that the right word? He was brilliant.
Imperious, yes.
There we go. Imperious at the back. John Stone's magnificent. I thought Luke Shaw had a decent enough game. Trippier, I thought, played well. The player I thought was really good was Kyle Walker. And a reason I'm going to point him out is he's a player who's been accused of not having the best football brain and using his pace to get out of trouble. In that first half, he ended up playing in central midfield for most of it because Calvin Phillips, for whatever reason, kept sliding in at right back and right at the back three. And I've seen him do that before in games. In the game against the Czech Republic about 2 years ago, when Calvin Phillips was first getting into the side. Anyway, it might have been Denmark actually. We played a back three with wing backs, but because we had three proper centre backs there, we ended up with Rice and Phillips dropping in to get the ball in those areas, and with a back seven. Whereas what Kyle Walker did was he saw Rice go. We saw Calvin Phillips go into that area because Calvin Phillips was all over the place. Stepped inside, created a pass, created a forward movement, and I thought I was really impressed with him for doing that first half and bombing on when we got the ball as well.
Yeah, I think you've just nailed everything for the last 2.5 minutes. So I'm not going to add too much, to be honest. It was just fantastic to see us win in a Wembley Stadium fairly full. Everyone loved it. We played okay. We took our chances. Obviously, when Muller went through at the end, heart in mouth moment. I completely understand that, but we got over the line, and it could come home. It really could.
But we've got to stay on our game. And I think the one thing that I've never questioned with Southgate is he takes every game very seriously, which is one of the reasons why England seems so defensive a lot of the time, I think, is because he treats every game very seriously. He sort of plays for the clean sheet first and trusts the attacking players to nick something, which has happened so far apart from against Scotland. But we need to not get complacent in this game against Ukraine. We need to take lessons from today's game, Spain, Switzerland, going all the way through to penalties, Switzerland knocking France out after getting through to penalties, even Hungary against Germany. Hungary pushed Portugal all the way. England need to be on their game tomorrow because Ukraine aren't a bad side. That's how they got this far.
Yeah, great. I think, yeah, as you say, I think we should win tomorrow. Don't get me wrong, but as you say, if we aren't at it, then we could be in for a game. They've got obviously Yarmolenko's played very well in the tournament. They've got Malinovsky who plays for Atalanta. He's had a really good season. They've got some decent players. But if we can keep them players quiet, they haven't had a particularly good tournament. It's just got through against Switzerland and Sweden. But we should win this game. But again, it's all about it's just mentality, isn't it? It's just been on the game. But would you make changes? Are you going to make changes?
Well, that's something I want to discuss in a second. But first, you just mentioned a couple of Ukrainian players. How are you expecting them to play? Where's the danger?
I think I mentioned the main two, to be honest, mate. I can't think of anyone else.
So back as well, he set up the goal in the last minute of extra time against Sweden, which is a great ball across, and scored in that game.
Yeah, as you said, they're a decent side. If they're organised, compact, they've got the players on the break to cause us problems. And Yarmolenko has been terrible for West Ham all season, but he's just brung it for the tournament.
He's been injured all season.
He has, but yeah, agreed. But when he's in a Ukraine shirt, like a lot of players who go on international duty, they seem to just go up another level. And he's one of those who, has done it. And I'm concerned by Malinovsky. I quite like him. He's a good footballer, and he hasn't quite had a game this tournament where he's shone. And it could be Saturday.
Do they go up another level, or is it because they've got the responsibility because all the rest of the players around them are terrible, but it makes it look like they're up another level?
Agreed. Average team look great. Big fish in a small pond.
That's what we've been doing for all of our football, I'd say, career, but amateur football life. Play for average teams, look quite good. Right, so England, there might be changes. Do you think Southgate's going to make changes? We have 4 players currently on yellow cards that were, if they get a booking, it will rule them out of the semi-final. They get reset for the semi-final, so we don't have to worry about that for the final, like with Gaza in 90. That doesn't happen anymore. So the players who are on yellow cards are Calvin Phillips, Declan Rice, that's the midfield 2, Harry Maguire already, and Phil Foden, who was left out of the Czech Republic game because of the yellow card and then didn't get his spot back. Are you resting any of those players just in case? Because there's 2 of them there who are, Calvin Phillips especially, the way he plays, you think he's on the edge of a booking most of the time. And Declan Rice in the midfield, it's a busy area. Some may say he was lucky only to get a yellow card against Germany.
Yeah, I think one of those 2 will probably change. I can't see both of them coming out. I also expect us to go to back 4. I think we should literally have the initiative in this game. I expect to see Henderson come in. I expect to see Mount come back in. And I expect to see us dominate the ball and win the game. But I'm not going to change Maguire. I wouldn't do that. I think it'd be fine.
No, we need him. We need him. The way we've looked so much better on the ball and going forward since he's been back in the team.
Yeah, no, agreed. As you say, haven't conceded the goal, looked really solid at the back. I expect that to continue. Will Foden come back in? I'm not sure, to be honest. I think Saka's done all right. Sterling's been absolutely brilliant. Grealish comes off the bench now, and he's causing carnage when he comes on. No, I'd keep as it is. We're winning.
I'd make one change. One. I would keep Phillips and Rice. I just, when you've got Henderson there, Henderson could start semi-final against Denmark. And I don't know. I feel like Phillips has played well. I don't think he's indispensable yet, but I would keep him in. I think he's played well enough to keep his spot, and you just take that risk. All they've got to do is get through this game. Get him to 60 minutes. Into 60 minutes, hopefully England will win, and then take him off. You're going to get through 60 minutes, no yellow card. That's what you say to both of them. And if one of them gets one of them gets one. It's Rice who I'm more worried about, because in terms of proper holding midfielders, he's the one that keeps that space. The only change I'm making, and I'm umming and ahhing as to who to take out, is either Walker or Trippier, and I'm probably bringing in Mount. I think that's what Southgate will do anyway. I feel he'll see Grealish as an impact sub, which worked very well against Germany and might work again. And I never thought I'd say this. I love Jack Grealish, but I just feel maybe Mount. Foden's unfortunate that he got the yellow card and he got rested, and Saka stepped in and took his opportunity. I don't think Foden did. I don't necessarily think that's Foden's fault, because playing out on the right-hand side, he was almost told to hug wide right, and that's not his natural game. I feel in the next few years, England's formation is going to tweak, so it's Rice, and I think both Mount and Foden will end up, for their clubs, playing a bit deeper, so we'll end up in those 2 roles next to him anyway. So I don't think that'll be a problem going forward, but I'm tempted to give Walker a rest. I don't think... Do Ukraine have much pace? I'm not sure they have a whole lot of pace going forward. And in terms of breaking them down, if they sit back in, the way that Trippier can deliver a ball, I think might be more important. But when we get into those bigger games again, Kyle Walker goes in as the third centre-back every day. And whoever we play in the final, I think that's how England will set up.
I don't disagree. I love that. I think this is the defining game, isn't it? In Rome, away from Wembley, just get through it. Back to Wembley against a team we should beat. Should.
But well, though, I mean, it's hard to read with Wales because Wales got through in this tournament, but Switzerland have scraped it since, and they drew with Switzerland. Turkey were rubbish. And Wales coming into this tournament, I thought I've been absolutely pants for a couple of years now, and then they got pumped by Denmark. I don't know if that's because Denmark are great. I don't know if that's the added emotion of playing for Christian Eriksen, or if it's just that Wales are really bad.
Yeah, agreed. I think it's just set up for us, isn't it? It's incredible. We've never had a tournament like it. We just look at it and go, win this, done. We're going to win the tournament, but step at a time. Ukraine are a good side. Shevchenko is a decent manager for Ukraine. They'll be organised. We've got to break them down. We've got to score a goal. Don't let it linger. We don't want to go 0-0, 70 minutes struggling because they might nick it in a penalty shootout. Win the game. Go and take it to them.
So you said you expect Henderson and Mount to come back in. What would you do? I've said I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't let the yellow cards dictate it. And it might be being a bit naive, but I was also not knockout football. You play your best team every game, as far as I'm concerned. The best team to win that game.
I think Southgate's been very good with the fact he's, as you mentioned earlier, he's taken every opposition for their merit and how do we break them down, how do we win the game. And he does go against fans at times who don't go for the conventional side we all think he should do. And he always seems to find a way.
Two at the back.
He does, yeah, it's crazy. And to be fair, he's doing a fantastic job. And for me, a game where we should dominate the ball. I'm not fussed if one of those midfield two comes out. I think Henderson can slot in there. We'll have the ball for the majority of the game. And it does worry me that if we lose a Rice or a Phillips for a semi-final in a big game, yeah.
Who worries you more?
Yeah.
Who worries you more? Because it sounds like you're only dropping one of them. Who worries you more to lose for the semi?
Oh, Rice, 100%. We've got no one else who can do that job. 100%.
The rest in this one when you don't expect them to be coming into that area.
No, I think we should dominate that area. We should absolutely dominate that area.
Well, I would give Henderson some clear instructions then, because what Rice would do, I think, is allow Harry Maguire to bomb on. Rice will see Harry Maguire going past and go, oh, I'm just going to drop in at centre-back here. Henderson needs to be aware of that and not leave Stones by himself.
Yeah, no, agreed. It's going to be an interesting one when that team sheet comes out tomorrow, isn't it? Because there will be a couple of changes. It will be what we don't expect. And we'll probably get over.
That's the one player I expect Mount to be in.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, he loves Mount.
A huge performance to be in when we play three at the back, because the way I think it really worked with Saka and Sterling, and Grealish was the perfect player to come on for him.
Do you think we'll play three at the back for the rest of the tournament?
I don't.
No, I don't think we will either.
I don't think we need to. I think it worked against Germany. If we play Belgium in the final, I think we will. We'll match them up again. Actually, maybe that's the only game we do that in, because Denmark, it's interesting to see how they set up. If we play Denmark, they've still got to beat Czech Republic. I'm assuming they're going to beat the Czech Republic. It's stupid. We could play Czech Republic again, in which case we don't need to play three at the back. We've seen that. But Denmark, the way they set up against Wales, they started with a three, but then they just popped Christensen in midfield, and you don't really know how they're going to shape if they could do that again. So it's just going to be interesting. We might. Southgate, every time he's reverted back to it, he's stuck with it for a while, longer than we'd like him to generally. But I don't think we will. I think he's taking each game individually, and he's shown, the amount of times we played three at the back when we didn't want to, when we were like, oh God, why are we playing three back against them? That game against Germany has shown exactly why, because now we can when we need to.
I think we look the best equipped side in the tournament at the moment. Every game we've got a different formation. We've got different starting 11 compared to everyone else. You know the starting 11 for pretty much every other international side except ours. You've got no clue what's going to happen on Saturday. He might completely change it.
And that's because of a strength in depth, not because of a lack of good players. And that's great.
No, agreed. And when have we ever been in this position where we've got so much quality and it's there? Just go and win 3 games of football and we'll have a lovely summer.
Well, let's hope that when we do this on Sunday or Monday, we're not crying, because I do think it's a banana skin. I'm going to be very nervous until I was nervous with a minute and a half to go at 2-0. I was like, if they get one now, there's still time. It wasn't until 30. I said, when we've got 30 seconds to go at 2-0 up, then I'll relax. And that's when I was still nervy, but that's when I relaxed. I was just so on edge, just waiting for that final.
When you see Muller have a hissy fit, we're doing all right, so it's fine.
I loved that he winked during the national anthem when the England fans were playing, which they don't like, but when he winked, and then he's been saying in the press that he doesn't, it's only England, and then he missed the sitter, and then he got taken off and threw his toys when he was getting taken off. I was just, that's perfect. And then they lost. That's football. That's football. Right, to finish, score prediction, mate. What do you reckon?
I think it's going to be fairly comfortable. I think we're going to win 2-0.
I'm tempted to just say 1-0. I think we'll shut up shop. I think we're just focused on just getting it done. And I'm not sure. Ukraine might send people up in numbers now, which you don't get in the group because teams are generally going through. Like even Czech Republic at the end, that last game, they weren't throwing numbers because they didn't need to. So maybe we'll nick a second one at the end if they're throwing numbers forward. But I'm thinking 1-0. I think we're going to get the job done. I think all the games this season or this tournament, if we win it, we're never going to batter anyone. And I don't hate it as long as we win.
We're poor to watch at times, but we're getting the job done, and I don't mind that. It's fine. It's just where we are.
It makes me panic. First 10 minutes of every game, I've gone, oh God, here we go. Oh, we look bad. All right. 2 things left to say. Come on, England, and cheers.
Come on, England.